Hello, I'm Tim Krul. Welcome to Norwich City Central.
Well, we got the signing over the line eventually. Hello, everybody. Lewis, Norwich City Central. I hope you're doing well. Norwich City signed their 11th player of the transfer window and probably their last signing as well, unless some major signings leave. Norwich City have signed Ben Gibson on loan. A fantastic signing. A centre back as well. Norwich City made some great business, but you still say their business was maybe a 7 and 8 out of 10. They needed a centre back. They needed the last piece in the jigsaw, and you feel like Norwich City have now got that with the signing of Ben Gibson. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section in regards to this signing. In this video, I'll be talking about Ben Gibson's past and then looking ahead to the future and what we can expect to see from Ben Gibson in the Norwich City shirt. He signs on loan, but with the option to buy at the end of the season for a fee of £8 million. A really interesting one, this, and it's going to be really interesting to see where Ben Gibson fits in. Talking about his pros and his cons as well, but I'd love to hear your thoughts down below as Norwich City signed Ben Gibson. If you are new to Norwich City Central, please subscribe as the new season approaches and the Championship begins again. It's going to be an absolutely fascinating season, and you do really feel like if Norwich City don't achieve a top six finish, then it's been a massive failure because this has been a set because we're assembling one of the great championship squads here, or one of the great Norwich City championship squads. I really like this squad, and yeah, Norwich City kind of have to finish top six now. Um, and yeah, if you look at Norwich City, my biggest problem with us last season obviously was our defending, but was that lack of ambition and needing a miracle to stay up and only having a 5% chance. We've got to go into this season now with all guns blazing, say we're Norwich City, we're going to be one of the favourites and we're looking to get promoted. And that's the attitude I want to see. And hopefully Ben Gibson can help us do that, because I feel like he could have a big part to play. So Ben Gibson is 27 years old and spent a large part of his career at Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough played a massive part in his career and then eventually left to Burnley. But he was very successful at Middlesbrough. A really good centre back in the Championship, one of the best centre backs in the Championship actually at times. He was absolutely fantastic. Of course, Norwich City might remember him from the 2014-2015 playoff final, where Cameron Drome and Nathan Redmond run rings around him in that playoff final. And but hopefully we can see Ben Gibson putting some good performances for Norwich City. Got promoted with Middlesbrough as well. And then in Middlesbrough's first season in the Premier League, they did get relegated, but they did have a good defensive record, and Ben Gibson did have a good season. He then got dropped down into the Championship, where he also had another good season. And then in 2018-2019 season, Burnley signed him, and now Sean Dyche loves a defender. And Sean Dyche is one of kind of the best kind of defensive Premier League managers. You feel he's absolutely fantastic. And he signed Ben Gibson. He saw something in Ben Gibson for £15 million, and that was Burnley's joint. I think no, that was Burnley's club record fee, which shows all you need to know. Burnley spending £15 million on a defender. Ben Gibson was meant to be the next big thing. As I said, Sean Dyche loves a good defender. He got called up for the England under-21s and then the national team, although he didn't play. So this is an English kind of international. Had really big expectations at Burnley, and then it all fell flat for him. In that first season for Burnley, he only played one Premier League game. He did score in that game, but he did only play one Premier League game. That first season was hampered by injuries, and then his second season completely fell out with Sean Dyche for whatever reason that is. And barely kicked a ball. I don't think he did kick a ball. So Ben Gibson's been looking for a club. He's been linked to Nottingham Forest, Middlesbrough, obviously the club he spent so many years at, and Norwich. And eventually now, of course, he has signed for Norwich City, which is always great to see. There were question marks of whether he wanted to come to Norwich City. I mean, the reports are saying that he did want to come to Norwich City. Obviously, the deal has been stalled a lot. I think that's probably because of the fee. Of course, Norwich City signing him on loan with an £8 million option to buy at the end of the season. But no, it's all done and dusted, which is good in terms of his pros. Look, he's a captain. He's a captain for Middlesbrough. He's a real leader and a really good Championship defender, and someone who, as I said, was tipped to do good things for England. And when Sean Dyche, pays 15 million for him, you'd expect that to happen. It hasn't quite worked out for him, but Ben Gibson's a fantastic defender and someone I'm really looking forward to seeing. Look, one of the question marks is he going to be committed to Norwich City? Obviously, the deal's been going along for a while. I think he will be. You'll see his commitment and desire on the pitch, and I think he's a quality defender. My one issue with Ben Gibson, and it's been an issue with a lot of Norwich City signings we've seen kind of over the last couple of years, do seem to be quite injury prone. Ben Gibson's had quite a few injury problems, but particularly at Burnley. And in the centre back position, when we've got Grant Hanley and Tim Closer who have their own injury woes, we can't afford another injury prone defender. But look, Ben Gibson's a fantastic defender. As I said, someone who was meant to go on and do really big things for England. Hasn't quite worked out for him, but a fantastic championship defender, someone who's going to provide leadership, someone who's going to provide serious competition. I can see him being a first choice centre back. And in terms of Norwich, if we go into the season with 5 centre backs, I'll be more than happy. And I think Ben Gibson's really going to push the team, and he's going to be a fantastic centre back in my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on the signing of Ben Gibson. Really exciting one. And I'm looking forward to seeing him putting on that yellow and green shirt and sending us to the championship title. We can hope, can't we? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Norwich City Central if you're new. Lots more content coming up. And I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section of Ben Gibson. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.